It's Week 8 of the NFL, and we'll be watching Carlton Davis.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Tonight, we begin Week 8 with a good matchup for you here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Well, for a little bit we thought his story had concluded, but not to be. Here's Tom Brady in his 23rd NFL season, leading the Bucs offense out once again.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. And they get Tristan Wirfs, first-round pick in 2020. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Here's Brady. He'll find Fournette again here. That one a first down pickup of 8. The Bucs sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. The rushing numbers for Fournette from last week, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
A pass underneath for Fournette. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink.
They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker Jordan Hicks. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Stuck for the loss by Devin White. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up by running the option to the right. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now carry there for Fournette as he's able to work his way for a gain of about 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Shotgun now for Brady. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now Brady. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30, here's 2nd and 4. Here's Brady to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now Bernard. Adafe Owe there on the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. He will push his way down to about the 14. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. He needed 2. He got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard. Succop's kick is good, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. 3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Taken at about the 1. They He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best and don't worry about the rest of it.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Levante David able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on third down, they still could prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Bernard shows the agility. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Finding Evans here, going across the middle of the field. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Throwing on first down is Brady. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Throwing now is Brady. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Odafe Oweh from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
While he was adjusting to the NFL game, Odafe Oweh had 5 sacks as a rookie, and he's only scraped the surface of what he can do.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Brady, left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Brady. Looking for Godwin again, and he's got him once more. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Succop's kick is good, and they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fields it right around the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30.
Holding, receiving team.
So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing is Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Jackson trying to hustle his unit up quickly to the line of scrimmage. Now a dump off here complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Dancing to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 28. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Some great games coming up this weekend. The first coming over in London. An early start, though, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The Broncos taking on the Jazz. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Then on Sunday night, could this be a preview of Super Bowl 57? Green Bay and Buffalo from Highmark Stadium at 8:20 Eastern Time. Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half, and they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there. Second half straight ahead from Raymond James Stadium. Both teams finishing up their halftime adjustments. So for the call, let's get back over to Tampa and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, a good-looking return setup here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Raven offense set to start this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter three.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys just...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson, and really don't know what else to say other than that was special right there.
I think you pretty much said it all, but I go back to what you said about electrifying a crowd. He's also electrifying us, and we're calling the game. This guy's simply sensational.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Up the gut, Fournette. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Looking back to the air on second down, it's Brady. A quick pass here to Godwin. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Brady. And a catch right side by Evans. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Brady. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Brady. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Extra point up and good by Suckup, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Ravens ready to take over. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll go with the option, coming right, and he is going to lose yardage here. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Jackson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house from Buccaneer TD. So that a real wrench thrown in now for this offense. They're trying to make a game of this in the 3rd quarter, but that is not going to help.
Yeah, partner, probably should have used a different tool on that play, right? That ultimately is the kind of play where you can lose a ball game instead of being in a position to win.
Suckup for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another run here with Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson now. Eluding, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Shaquille Barrett drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. The Ravens send their punter out now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. He'll begin with a give to Fournette to start the drive. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop it behind the line. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now a play fake. Brady. You saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the return across midfield and to the 46-yard line.
Man, we see a lot of quarterbacks try and do this. They get out of the pocket, they get in trouble, and they try and force the ball into their star receiver to make a play, sometimes whether he's open or not. And I think this time, it was definitely an or not.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Dobbins. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. J.K. Dobbins. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on. And remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is down to a field goal. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Bucs now. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Here's Bernard. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Brady. To Evans on the slant. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Brady's throw complete here, pulled in by Brate. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. From just shy of midfield, Brady. He finds his target. It's Evans. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Again, it's Fournette. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. Fournette going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. 2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Leonard Fournette punching it in from a yard away. And the Buccaneers are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point try now for Succop. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. Now it's Ryan Succop on after the touchdown to kick it away. From the 10. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From midfield now, here's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Throwing, Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Here's Jackson. Oh, able to, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Mike Edwards picks it off, and the Buccaneers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll try and run some clock with Fournette. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. They'll run it here with Bernard. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, the return is Prochet. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens, here they come. Down by 10, 46 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a 1st down. Jackson connecting with Andrews. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Jackson to throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And to the 43, so down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
We knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining, but that interception puts an end to any hopes that they had.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down, scoring again, well, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And that's really not a great expectation to begin with. I think they'll look back on this game and see what got them in this spot in the first place and say to themselves, we really gave this game away.
Brady will take a knee here, and that should just about do it. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked at the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Buccaneers,
they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule.
and now they'll have a few extra days before they